The Jungle War has been the topic of extensive study by military strategists and was an important part of the planning for both sides in many conflicts, including World War II and the Vietnam War. The Jungle War is a term used to cover the special techniques needed for military units to survive and fight in jungle terrain. In a tropical or semi-tropical environment, tanks, aircraft, and even artillery are of little use. The dense vegetation and general lack of infrastructure, along with reduced visibility and engagement ranges, make it extremely difficult to locate and engage enemy forces. Further, the environment of extreme heat, disease, and frequently dangerous flora and fauna requires that units are carefully trained and equipped before deployment. Now we are going to discuss about the history of jungle warfare, especially that of the U.S. military. Initially, the U.S. was not too keen on having jungle warfare training for the military troops, as they viewed jungle as impenetrable and unsuitable for military operations. However, because of the successful attack of the Japanese army to the British forces in 1942 through the Malaysian jungles, this line of thinking was slowly erased, and jungle training was placed as an important form of military warfare training. This leads to one of the most famous and successful jungle warfare training grounds of the U.S. military troops, which was found in Fort Sherman in Panama, called the Jungle Warfare Training Center. It produced about 19,845 graduates from the year 1953 to its last year of operation in 1999.
No, this is not a ballet school, and these men are definitely not dancers. They are learning the grim art of hand-to-hand combat at the United States Army Jungle Training School in the Canal Zone. With the increasing commitment of American troops in Vietnam, orientation in jungle fighting has become a vital part of the Army's training program. Students are familiarized with the hazards of the jungle environment and learn what to do about animals and snakes. Here's one jungle enemy that requires very special handling. A course in weapons, mines, and traps includes demonstrations of various kinds of devices employed by the enemy to impede the advance of our troops. Survival in the jungle war often depends on the ability of the soldier to recognize enemy camouflage which may conceal dangerous hazards. One of the perils of jungle fighting is walking into an enemy trap. Classes are held in ambush and countering techniques. These are followed by field tests during which the soldiers are exposed to a simulated ambush.
However, the combat operations of the U.S. Army have met limited success and continue to be challenged, as evident in the 1965 to 1975 Vietnam War. The U.S. Army faced significant challenges and struggles to be victorious. Now, we are going to talk about the impact of the jungle war on Vietnam and the U.S. For Vietnam, the jungle warfare together with guerrilla warfare tactics helped the North Vietnam Army win the war, gained independence, and reunited the North and the South of Vietnam. For the U.S., the Vietnam War proved such a traumatic experience for the U.S. Army that until 1980s, virtually no aspect of that war was addressed in its normal in its formal schooling programs. After that, the jungle warfare techniques informed in the Vietnam experience were being taught in the 1990s at the U.S. Army John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School and Ranger School. With the end of the Vietnam War, jungle warfare fell into disfavor among the major armies in the world, namely those of the US, NATO, and USSR, which focused their attention to conventional warfare with a nuclear flavor.